What's going on, everyone? This is Bars, and welcome back. I'm back. Finally, you get to see my face after a few weeks' break. Sorry about that. I had university stuff to take care of and a lot of other things to take care of, so sorry about that, but I'm back. So, woo! So let's get straight into the first preview of my return from my hiatus, and that is as you can see on the screen, the Premier League preview. So we've got some good games today, so let's get stuck straight into it. Cardiff Brighton to start things off. I really can't see anything here other than a Brighton win. Cardiff have struggled all season, just with a bit of inconsistency, with probably not having the right players to fit for the Premier League. I'd say quite a lot of weeks. So I think that I've tipped them for relegation, and I still think that they will. They have had some good performances where they've scored some goals, they've got some results, but I just can't see it happening against Brighton because I think Brighton are a good side. They're good defensively, they're good going forward as well. So I don't see anything other than a Brighton win coming up here. And that's what I think. I reckon it'll be a Brighton, maybe a 1 or 2 nil win. I reckon it'll be. I don't. Cardiff could nick a goal though at home, being at home, but I think it'll still be a 1 or 2 nil win to Brighton. Next game, Huddersfield West Ham. I think this will be a game where West Ham make a little bit of a statement. I reckon this could be a 3 or 4 nil win. I think they're starting to click into gear now. Signings of like Felipe Anderson and people like that are starting to get into their rhythm in the Premier League. Arnautovic is back fit, which is obviously a big bonus for West Ham. And I think they're just going to keep it rolling. And I think that they're going to beat Huddersfield probably 3-0. I reckon it could be 3-0. Again, it could be like the game beforehand. It could nick a goal with it, but I think it will probably be a 3-0 win to West Ham. So, and I fully expect Arnautovic or Felipe Anderson to get on the score sheet in that one. Next game, Leicester Burnley. First Leicester game home since the tragedy, of obviously the Leicester owner passing away in that helicopter crash. So I have no doubt that Leicester want to put in a good performance for the fans. And obviously, I've probably a minute's silence before the start of the game. They had the away game last week, but this is the first home game for them. So I think that it'll be a big game for a lot of the players playing. I know James Maddison's out of the fixture with a knee injury, but I think that they will put on a good show nonetheless. And I can see Leicester winning. I think 2 or 3 nil. I think. I think they'll keep a clean sheet in this one. I think they'll score a few goals, and get that important win for not only them but for the fans and for the club as well. So I think they'll get that one done there. Newcastle Bournemouth. This is going to be a bit of a tricky game for Bournemouth. Newcastle can be quite. Apparently I had a look and they've only conceded I think it was the fifth most shots out of any side in the Premier League, and that's behind the likes of Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. I think are three of the teams. I'm not sure the fourth team is. It might be Tottenham. I'm not sure, but it's a pretty good company to be in. They don't concede many chances, so Bournemouth have to be on their game to be able to put them away, and they need to put them away to make sure they get the result. Otherwise, Newcastle could nick a 1-0 win like they did last week against Watford. But I do expect Bournemouth to win. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Bournemouth as well. I think they'll just get the job done there. I think Newcastle will score being a home game for them. Like this one, I am confident they will score being a home game. But I think Bournemouth will be too good for them in the end. Bournemouth's been playing very, very well. And I expect them to finish in the top half of the table at come the season's end. Next game, Southampton Watford. This is a bit more of a tricky game than the other ones because Southampton can be very good at home, and they can also be very poor at home. So you're not sure which Southampton you're going to get. Watford have been way too up and down this season to really know what Watford's going to turn up. It could be the Watford that beat Tottenham at Vicarage Road, or it could be the Watford that got beaten, I think it was 4-0 by Bournemouth. So even though that game was with a red card as well, but still, you don't know what's going to happen. I think that this one will be a 1-0 Southampton win, I think Southampton might actually get the job done here. Actually, no, I don't think they will actually, because of what happened last week against Man City when they conceded 6. I think Watford will get the job done, actually. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Watford. I think Ings will probably score for the home side, but I think Watford will probably be able to get a couple of goals. Oh, but then actually, Watford lost 1-0 to Newcastle last week. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on my original thought. I think Southampton are going to win 1-0. I think they're going to win 1-0 at home. I'm not going to change my tip anymore. The other thing, go for a draw. It could it could be a 1-1 draw. This game, I honestly am not. I honestly don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to go for Southampton 1-0 win. Tip done. Did my tip. Palace Tottenham for the late kickoff game. Tottenham for me. I can't really see anything other than Tottenham win. Palace have been very, very, very poor actually. I thought they would have been able to do quite well this season, but they haven't been able to really get much going. They did all right against Chelsea, but it's too inconsistent. They got to be able to perform good points in, week out, and I don't think they'll get the chocolates against Tottenham. Tottenham, I just expect them to win. They haven't been in the best form, but I just expect Tottenham just to go there and get the win. I think it may be a 2-0 win or a 2-1 win. Not very high scoring, but I think that it'll be a Tottenham win nonetheless. And we move to the Sunday games. Liverpool Fulham, 5-0 Liverpool. And why do I think that? Because Fulham have conceded the most goals in the Premier League. They're the only team in the Premier League not to keep a clean sheet. I can quite easily see a Mo Salah or a Mane hat-trick in this game. I think it will be at least a 4-0 win. I think it could be 5-0, but it'll be quite quite a thrashing, I think, being at Anfield as well. So there'll be a few goal scorers. I think, as I said, I expect maybe one of those two to get at least a brace, if not a hat-trick. And yeah, Liverpool for me. Chelsea-Everton, probably one of the closer games and could be tougher games of the week. I still expect Chelsea to win, but Everton could cause some problems having Richarlison up front against Rudiger and Luiz. Hazard will be back, so that's a good boost for Chelsea. Morata's hit a bit of form, 4-4 for him. So yeah, I still think Chelsea win. I think it will be a 3-1 win in that one. I think Chelsea will get a few goals. I think Everton may nick one though as well. So, but Chelsea have to be look out because this could be a danger game for them. Arsenal Wolves. Someone asked me a few weeks ago about this game. It would have been genuinely difficult. I would have been like, I honestly don't know who's going to win because Arsenal were doing all right, but Wolves were doing very, very well. They were the best defence in the league in terms of how many shots they conceded, how many goals they conceded. But I don't know what's happened. They've hit a bit of a dip in form in the last few weeks. Arsenal are going along quite nicely, and I think that Arsenal will probably get the job done. I think it will be a 2-1 win to Arsenal in that one. I think Arsenal will go a couple of goals. I think Wolves could nick one, but I can't really see Wolves winning. Asked me a few weeks ago, I probably would have said Wolves were going to win this one because Wolves were very, very good early in the season, but they've sort of started to struggle a bit. Maybe they'll turn this game into a win or a draw, and maybe that might turn things around. But at the moment, I don't really see anything. Then maybe an Arsenal win. Could be a draw, could be a 1-1 draw, but I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Arsenal. And the final game of the week, the biggest game of the week, and probably one of the two biggest games of the year, in my opinion. Not just because I'm a Manchester United supporter, but because it's a Manchester derby. Man City versus Manchester United is always one of the biggest rivalries, obviously, in the Premier League. And obviously, after United winning 2-1 against Juventus in the week, before that fixture, I would have been probably not dreading the fixture, but I would have been like, yeah, I don't really expect United to be getting anything from this derby. But after that 2-1 win against Juventus, I don't expect them to get a result, but I expect a good performance out of the players. and I'm quietly confident that they can get a result here as well. After watching a lot of experts and stuff talk about it, they've said the same thing that I'm going to say. I can see a 4-0 win to Man City, but I can also see a 2-1 win to United or a 3-2 win to United. It just depends who turns up. More likely, United will probably go down within the first 20, 30 minutes 1-0. But the way they've been performing, we're able to come back and win games. I know that they can't rely on that week in, week out to keep doing that, but if they're getting it done, they're getting it done. Simple as that. My tip, I'm going to go for it'll be one of three results. It'll be either a 3-0 win to City, a 2-2 draw, or a 2-1 win to United. I think I've got to go for. I really want to go for. I might have to go for a draw, a 2-2 draw. But it could. I'd put more faith in hopefully a 2-1 win to United. The way they've been performing, Juventus are one of the best teams in the world. I think United can take it to City. I probably still expect City to win, but United have got certainly a good shout to cause an upset, and maybe possibly resurrect their league season. They'll be within 6 points of Man City, which means if we were then to beat them at Old Trafford, it'd be 3 points, which means we just have to win one more game than for the rest of the year. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But it could resurrect the season and make it a bit more enjoyable as a United fan, thinking, "Oh, we can actually win the league. We in more likely, hopefully, going to be in the final 16 of the Champions League, and we still FA Cup, so we're still going to be heavily involved in a lot of games this season. So we'll see what happens. But I'd probably still, if you're asking me who's going to win, I'd probably still say 55 to 60% chance of Man City winning, but it could be a 2-1 win United. So we'll just see what happens on Sunday afternoon, or for my case, it'll be a Monday morning. So thank you guys for joining. Sorry about, as again, I apologise for being away, but I've had stuff to do. So, but I'm back. I'll be back now with the usual. Tomorrow will be the NFL previews and stuff like that, and there'll be other stuff coming. Call of Duty Black I've gotten to that. So as I said in my previous video, I'll get maybe a couple of videos of that rolling. FIFA stuff, Madden stuff, all sorts of stuff. Bit of a palm there to end off the video. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So yeah, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up, like, smash that button. Leave any comments below if you've got any comments for me. And go follow my Facebook page. It'll probably come out under Bailey O Gang, but it's for Trudy Bars HD. Go follow my Instagram, Bailey O Gang. I put all my updates for videos and stuff like that on there. So go follow the social media platforms if you are not doing so already. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Cheers.